Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile video. Guys, I was wondering lately what video to upload on what topic because I felt like I'm out of content, but then Alex actually pinged me on Facebook. If you don't know Alex, he's the guy who won my very first challenge about beating the damage which I did with Kobuji Tanya. So anyways, Alex is a really smart player and he pinged me and he said, you know what, I discovered that after they buffed the 180, they buffed the difficulty, now the Jade is extremely useful. She's actually OP. And I was like, okay, let's check. And he actually sent it a video of him defeating 180 in 2 goes. And he used the other Jade, Sun God Kotokan, and attention, Silver Kotokan. In order to do so, he used Revolver's Fusion 10, he used Spectre's Burning Vengeance Fusion 2, he used Soul Medallion Fusion 10, and Survivor's Memories Fusion 7, so he didn't even use the fully maxed out gear. Guys, it is true, the other Jade is extremely useful now in 180. Even if you have Credit Fusion 0, she is going to be extremely useful. All you have to do is make sure that you can start chaining your special 2. After you do that, you have to let the enemies kill themselves in your shield. Basically, this is the name of the game. You just use the other Jade, and if you have a classic Ermac, and probably you can do 2 or 3 tries like this. It is like a suicide squad, but it's extremely effective because the enemies will totally annihilate themselves in Jade's shield. All you have to do is keep spamming special 2. It doesn't matter that your special 2 doesn't deal a lot of damage. Actually, if your Jade is really low level, by the way, I just finished battle 80 using Dead Jade only, and my Dead Jade is Fusion 4. It was really funny. What I noticed, guys, is that you shouldn't be using the Edenian, her gear, her epic gear if you have it, because this gear gives a chance so that the enemy can miss the special attack, and you don't need that. It is the contrary, guys. You need your their special attack to hit. So if your Jade is very low fusion, what you have to do is you have to keep her alive no matter what. This means you have to bring Quan Chi. Even if he's fusion 0, it doesn't matter. You have to bring the Living Dead, you have to bring Frost Drop, anything that can keep her alive, so that you can spam as many special 2s as possible, and so that they can do as many x-rays on your shield as possible. And currently, by the way, we are in the game, and you can see what Alex is doing. He has maxed out the Jade, so on top of the damage she is dealing with her shield, she already has a lot of damage with her special 2 thanks to the fact that she is maxed out. But once again, even if she isn't maxed out, all you need to do, guys, is to keep her in the team and make sure that she's going to eat as much punishment as possible while she has the shield. This is extremely important. And now you can see the gameplay itself. Spec of Scorpion is full HP. By the way, this is the second battle. He couldn't send the first, but that's okay. The second battle will do. Spec of Scorpion is full HP. He's doing special 1. You can see he's dealing 300,000 damage to him. And that is really not good for him. By the way, another thing which I noticed, you can see Alex is using 2 Kotokan so that they can boost the damage of Jade. But if your Jade is very weak, then you shouldn't be using those 2 characters. I would use Treacherous Tanya so that Jade cannot get power drain easily. You know, the stipulation of this fight is that you are gaining power on slower rate. And of course I would use Warlock Quan Chi or Mournful Kitana so I can start with 2 bars of power and start chaining my special 2. But it is totally up to you. The main goal is that you let the enemies do as many x-rays as possible to your Jade. And by the way, using Bone Shield on Jade is kind of, it is tricky. At one point it is good to keep her alive if you couldn't change her special 2 so that it can give you some time to regroup and get to another special 2. But at the same time, if you have Bone Shield, the enemies don't do a lot of damage to you, like they do none, so they don't reflect any damage to themselves. So I would say go for Revenant, but don't really use Bone Shield. Alex himself mentioned that his Bone Shield is just level 1, just like a precaution, so it is totally up to you. But it is the case that the Jade, guys, is officially the best card now if you want to finish a battle 180. She's just insanely good, once again, even at Fusion 0. When it comes to her talents, I wouldn't recommend you to max the Thunderous Blows. you can see, by the way, now Spec Ops Scorpion, or Strike for Scorpion, will do massive damage to himself because he's doing the X-ray while. You can see he's like, wow, he's already. If I have to go backwards, he had, before he started this X-ray, guys, he had like half HP. Once he did the X-ray, he's like almost dead. This is how useful she is. Even at Fusion Zero, guys, you have to try the other Jade. If you don't have her, I'm really sorry, but if you do, even at Fusion Zero, once again, level 1 should be extremely useful. Now, another thing that I noticed, by the way, Hellspawn Scorpion is going to commit suicide now. Another thing that I noticed is that, yeah, Thunderous Blows, if you don't have her maxed, it doesn't do any good. I mean, it's almost useless. But if you have the last, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, but the last talent in offense section that gives you 10% chance to have special 2 for free, you have to go for it. And by the way, teamwork is not really effective here, so if you can choose some other talent instead of a teamwork, that would be okay. Once again, you don't have to tag you don't have to tag the Jade out like ever. So teamwork is not going to do any work here, so you don't really need it. All we know, really, also strategy. I mean, what can I say? It is true that he has, once again, maxed out Jade. If you don't have maxed out Jade, then you shouldn't be using those 2 Koto accounts. But all other characters that can save Jade, like Quan Chi, and all other characters that can prevent Jade from being power drained, such as Treacherous Tanya. And by the way, if you're using Treacherous Tanya, you have to use also the OIA tech. It's extremely useful. And there you go, guys. We finished the battle on 2 tries using only 1 character. And by the way, for the record, he used basic gold character and a silver character to finish the hardest battle in MK Mobile history. And all kudos go to this amazing, underrated character, Day of the Dead Jade, who managed to do it herself without having any amazing gear. It is true that she had some epic gear, but let's face it, epic gear doesn't give you damage, it just gives you HP. And to be honest, she doesn't need HP at all. I mean, I would replace this gear with the Living Dead, because you have to keep her alive. That's the most important thing. And if you have Tanya, then she cannot get power drained. And basically you're good to go. So if your Jade is extremely weak, I will take her for a spin for the first 2 or 3 battles, make sure that I eat a lot of X-rays, and then I change back to Combat Cup team so I can finish the work. I really hope this is going to be useful for you guys. See you next time. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect.